All right, the puke start. Okay, so we got James with the weird control deck. I'm actually really curious to see this game play out. Debating on Trek and Choose first versus Ultra Ball first from James. I'm gonna go with the Ultra Ball. So it is some kind of Mewtwo v Union control deck, but I don't know what its win conditions are up against a lot of the matchups, to be honest. I'm curious as to see what some of its win conditions. Like, I just don't know how do you beat Giratina? Like, how does this deck beat Giratina? Or how do you even beat, I mean, how do you beat Palkia? Or how do you beat Kyurem? They have Empoleon. This one seems to have some weird weird win conditions. Yeah, I just don't understand its win conditions. You go and pray they can't double switch. Is that it? No, but what if they use Shred initially? All right, gets a Snorlax, discards the 2 Mewtwo v Union pieces, and then has... I can choose to try and find a switch card to move this puke. Let's see if they find it. Choose... it's a Galare Mine, which is a pretty big deal, I think, in general. But you also have to play the game. Next card is... We can't tell. I don't think a way to move Snorlax, though. Well, there's Snorlax. Maybe it is? And the pass. Okay, so not a way to move Snorlax. All right, over. I don't know the other players' names, to be honest. The other players' name, to be honest, because we're in this view. But has a pretty subpar start, it looks like. Ultra Ball to get rid of Palkia, and then probably also get rid of the Choice Belt. It keeps the Choice Belt, actually. Interesting. Not a big fan of that. And looks like they're eyeing up the bat. So I assume the win condition for... James here is just going to be to try and trap something in the active. If the back comes down, that's something. There's a lot of stadiums in this deck, though. For like the Kyurem deck plays a lot of stadiums. I don't know how you're going to be able to keep a keep a Galare Mine in play. Okay, we're gonna get the view we're looking for here. All right, Alessandro. Double Melanie prized. Nothing else super relevant on James's side. A lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff. Roxanne is prized. The Clara is prized. One of the Glare Mines is prized. The Team Yell's Cheer is prized, and a Yellhorn is prized. Of course, there is Peonia in the deck here for James. So yeah, I really think Alessandro should have Ultra Balled away the Choice Belt there and kept that. The Wash Energy is actually kind of interesting because Wash Energy prevents... No, wait, what is Wash Energy prevents effects of attacks, right? But is it only if you're the active Pokemon? Like, could you put the Wash Energy on a Kyurem and stop the Chinchou from, like, dragging something up? Or how does that work? Yo, appreciate the 25 months there, Spire. So no turn one attack here from Alessandro. But gonna start to set up. Going with the... I mean, gotta be going... Yeah, Greninja's gotta get involved here, I assume. Only on the Pokemon... No, I know it's only the Pokemon attached to. But does it work while it's on the bench? Kyurem Greninja. Then probably gonna draw with Greninja. Yeah, this seems like a rough matchup for James. But we'll see how it goes. There's a lot of, like, weird cards in James's deck that can, like... If you can just, like, pressure your opponent's resources enough, sometimes you can come up with like a weird win condition. But looking pretty good for Alessandro. Has a turn 2 attack set up. And probably doesn't fully know what James is playing as well. So that could lead to a a win condition for sure. How does James beat what's it called though? Like Lost Zone deck. Like I guess Lost Box you maybe just lose to, but how do you beat how does James beat Giratina? Does this deck I assume that if this deck loses to Kyurem and Giratina, I assume that the deck is just bad, but you have to at least have a Giratina win condition, right? Like what is the win condition for Giratina? Alright, let's see what James pulls. Oh, that's right. No, Lost Box loses to Mewtwo. How do you beat Giratina? That's right. I forgot about the whole Mewtwo part of the deck. I was like thinking about everything else. Tina matchup is Roxanne, Yellhorn, Mewtwo v Union. Okay. But you lose to Giratina if they play Drapion, right? Don't you just lose to a Drapion with I guess you can still always Roxanne, Mewtwo v Union, and then Yellhorn. That feels like a sketchy matchup. So it feels like an auto win then for maybe it's not an auto win though. It feels like it should maybe be an auto win for Tina. You just like set up a Sableye and like start spreading damage and don't draw any prize cards. I don't know. I'm interested to see how things play out for sure. Definitely not as powerful as Mewtwo v Union has been in the past. Okay, so pretty rough from James still. Actually a boss KO on the Snorlax here would be pretty good for Alessandro. Yeah, boss KO on the Snorlax. I don't see a boss in the hand though. Lost City is tempting here on... Nah, you don't want a Lost City now. You got to be able to like bump other stadiums for sure. I think it's kind of cool though, but you probably don't want to do it here. Actually, if Alessandro plays Luminion, we could see the Luminion... Oh, actually plays Cross Switcher. So actually could just Irida for Cross Switcher. I wonder how many Cross Switcher they play though. I think one was prized. I could be wrong on that. Here's the Irida. Eyes up the Kyurem. Oh, Cross Switcher. Oh yeah, 100% you should go for Cross Switcher KO Snorlax here. But they're not going for it. You should 100% go for Cross Switcher KO Snorlax here. That's 100% the correct play. Because these last two turns, James has done absolutely nothing besides draw pass plus and Alessandro has the air balloon in hand. So this is actually a huge mistake here from Alessandro. Has the air balloon, I believe, unless I'm tripping. Maybe still is gonna go. I don't know if they played a supporter yet. No, now they've played the what's it called? They have played a supporter now. Going with an Ultra Ball. I feel like they're just like playing really aggressively for no reason. Like they're doing a lot of things. This is usually how control decks cheese wins in matchups that are effective auto losses if played properly from your opponent. Because when people play up against control, they play their deck as if they're playing up against, you know, any other random attacking deck. Instead of like slowing down and being like, okay, I'm drawing a prize card and I have a threat for next turn. That should be all I need, right? Mewtwo v Union can't... Yeah, so yeah, huge mistake from Alessandro to not go KO Snorlax there. Like when James is doing nothing for 2 turns in a row, but has a Snorlax on the bench, you know James is going after that, like planning to use Snorlax next turn. I actually think this is a pretty big... This is like pretty bad from Alessandro so far. That sequence there, or that choice of play. Yellhorn into Silene. Do we just get back the Puke here, or do you get back the... I mean, the Galar Mine seems kind of good here for James. If your goal is going to be to trap something in the active. Thinking about Crushing Hammer even as well. And Crushing Hammer is probably pretty good in this matchup because it reduces your opponent's options. Just goes for the Yellhorn, actually. That's cool. Another Snorlax. So now here we go. Snorlax. Yeah, the Yellhorn probably makes the most sense, right? You're just going to keep things confused for as long as possible. So James does not get punished there. Now it's over to Alessandro. Let's see if Alessandro like gets aggressive with like retreating the Pokemon already, or just like attacks through confusion. Like if I was Alessandro here, I would just attack through confusion here. Like there's no pressure being applied. You don't have to do anything. No one's forcing you to play the game. I think we are going to see Alessandro retreat and attack with the Penguin though. Maybe no, just a Melanie. Okay, yeah, but I would not use. I think using Palkia's V-Star power here would be terrible to do. That's like your biggest tool in this matchup. Or yeah, your biggest tool in this matchup is Palkia's V-Star power. Oh, the retreat. Yeah, I don't like the retreat there. Especially because you have like cross switchers in the deck still. You could just wait until you draw a double cross switcher and then attack with something else. I don't like this play from Alessandro because you're just not being pressured. Like, what is James doing? He's not doing anything. That's your biggest tool in this matchup is for sure. Your biggest tool in this matchup is by far your V-Star power from Pocket. So now that that's gone, I mean, stuff like Kyurem can't get like 4 energy out of nowhere. Stuff like that. So you can't threaten with Greninja either. Also, attacking with Polion aggressively is like a little bit interesting because like Miltank is potentially something you have to play around later on. Here comes a hammer. That is a heads. Probably remove it off the active here. I'm curious to see if James does anything besides remove it off the active. You're trying to, I would assume, just neutralize the active Pokemon as much as possible. You could theoretically remove it off the Kyurem though, and then try and, I mean, maybe try and trap that in the active could be the line of play instead. Okay, that's what it is. Goes off the Kyurem. I assume you're trying to like split up Alessandro's energy as much as possible. Yeah, there's the boss on the Kyurem. Palpad, recover boss, and probably Silene. Then we'll just see another Gourmandize here from James. Also has the Yellhorn in the hand still. So could have gone the Yellhorn route there as well, but tries to be a little bit more aggressive in like preventing an attack. The Yellhorn becomes a 50-50. And I guess Alessandro's just like a switch card away from being able to attack with something else. So it's not that much different, I guess. It doesn't feel that much different. I don't know. Veggie Kyurem so early? I don't know. It's got a good ability. I mean, the thing is, if you have Palkia's ability ever, it protects you from ever being punished by anything being stuck, but or a decent amount. Net reset on the Reggie. Classic. And then 7, it looks like. No, not quite 7. Maybe 5 there from James. So Alessandro also has the air balloon. Also has a replacement stadium. And it would actually be a pretty big deal, I think, if Alessandro could, like... I don't see, like, another cross switcher in the hand. So, like, Alessandro lost zoning the... Ooh, actually... Alessandro can now attack with the Kyurem, but can only do 120. So that's kind of weird, I guess. It can only do 120 damage. That means you'd have to discard an energy to get off a KO with the Kyurem. So maybe it is just better to retreat it with the air balloon. But then you do lose your air balloon, which means if James just goes boss up your Guru, now the Guru's stuck, and so on and so forth. So might just be better to attack once here with the Kyurem. And it looks like that's probably what Alessandro's going for. You also don't need to discard an energy. You could just hit for 120 and conserve resources, which I wouldn't hate to see here from Alessandro. I definitely don't like that choice belt attachment because now... Like, even though Greninja has 1 retreat cost, it only has 1 retreat cost if there's no Galarian Mine in play. But you already know James plays Galarian Mine, so... Yeah, discarding the energy for the knockout, I don't hate it. I mean, obviously, it's like another resource gone, but I think it's probably fine overall. James does have the Yellhorn here, so we'll probably see Yellhorn plus attack, I would assume. We'll see. Have I made a video on Lugia yet? No, I usually don't make videos on decks until they release. Although I think this time around... for when new sets release, I'm gonna start doing a couple streams where we like make deck lists of new set stuff. Yeah, this makes me want to play this control deck. If this actually has win conditions against Giratina and Kyurem, like solid win conditions, then I kind of want to play this control deck. But I just don't. I feel like it doesn't have solid win conditions against Kyurem or Giratina. Does anyone actually know the numbers for decks played at... We're thinking about getting rid of the Flannery there. Flannery's pretty good, though. If your goal is going to be to remove energy here as James... double tails. If the goal is going to be to remove energy here as James, then Flannery removes the special waters. Going to get rid of it. Also alongside a Pokemon Center Lady. Grabs. All right, there it is. The Chinchou. Which has the... Was it Luring Light attack or whatever? It brings up one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. That's all I know it does. So, going to be looking to bring up the Oranguru probably. And Galarian Mine is still currently in play. This is such a weird deck. This is such a weird deck. On James's side. More Pico for Giratina. But I don't understand how that beats Giratina. I don't understand how more Pico beats Giratina. Okay, so if a Giratina sits there and uses Shred, and then you bring up a Morpeko and punch it, and then I switch into a Cramorant and KO you. Like, what did your Morpeko do? Or if I just sit there with Cramorant and build Giratinas on my bench, how are you winning the game? You know, like I'm just gonna sit there and shred and want to KO everything. You Morpeko me, I'm just gonna switch into a Cram and hit you with a Cram. Like, I don't know. I just don't see how this ever beats a good Giratina player. I don't see how the control deck ever beats a good Giratina player, like ever. What if you prize Peonia and a piece of Mewtwo while playing Mewtwo control? Will you scoop? I mean, it depends on the scenario. Can you draw prize cards another way? Is your other Peonia in the deck? Like, the last list I played of Mewtwo control played 3 Peonia. Most lists play 2, so you just play your other Peonia to get your Peonia. Chillin'. If you have both your Peonias prized and a Mewtwo priest prize, and you only play 2 Peonia, then it would come down to... Also plays the Vacuum too, so that's going to be a pretty big tool as well probably here for Alessandro. Lost City seems like they could be pretty impactful as well. I would assume you Galar mine and only Morpeko when they V-Star. Yeah, but the only way to get them to V-Star, the only way a Giratina should ever V-Star in the matchup is when you put Mewtwo in play. And if you put Mewtwo in play, you're going to V-Star and one-hit KO it. So, oh no, you don't want to KO because of its ability. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Mewtwo has the ability that says prevent effects of attacks. So you have to two-hit it with Tina, or if you're playing a good list of Giratina, you play Drapion, which means you just one-hit it with Drapion plus a couple gates. I don't know. It just doesn't seem good. I could be wrong, but if you just set up some shreddies and sit there and shred, I don't know. I feel like you're in a good spot. I could be wrong. I've never played the matchup, but all right. Escape rope happening. Lecky up. Could see the Lost City here because that would put the Lecky in the Lost Zone, but I think probably just holding on to the Lost City makes the most sense. And this energy being moved back should probably go to Arangaroo because that minimizes the things that can be trapped. Oh, and is thinking about it. Oh, but goes with the Kyurem. I like it going to the Arangaroo here for sure. I think that's a mistake there from Alessandro. Because now Guru's a great target here from James with the Chinchou. So now you can just like bring up the Arangaroo and you have to move that again. I mean, there is the air balloon in hand here still, I believe, for Alessandro. I'm actually curious, how many prize cards has Alessandro drawn now? Like 3? Belt Tina KO. No one plays, dude. The amount of times I've heard that, no one plays Choice Belt in Giratina. It's like not a thing. Belt in Giratina doesn't exist. It's a myth. All right, it has the boss, so can you just go boss up the Guru? Oh, plays Greninja as well. Okay, cool, interesting. I guess there isn't like a better Radiant Pokemon to play in this deck, right? Like that is the best Radiant Pokemon is Greninja, right? Alpad, Silene, Peonia. And then we're going to see the gust up or the drag up of the Arangaroo. Okay, cool. They switched back to this view. I like this view so much better. I don't know why they're switching. Oh, 2 prize cards left here for Alessandro. Alessandro in a really good spot. Net reset on the Greninja. Use it again. Draw 2 more. Yeah, the Greninja's pretty sick in there, actually. I really like that. Ball into the Mewtwo piece. I mean, the Kyurem is set up, though, so Mewtwo's not going to be able to be used anytime soon, I don't think. Nope. Yeah, there's a there's a Chinchou on board. It's got that, I don't know what the name, Luring Light comes to mind, but I'm pretty sure that's not the attack of the Chinchou. I don't know what the attack is. I'm pretty sure it's not that attack. Yeah, but we're going to see the drag up of the Guru. But we know Alessandro has Air Balloon in hand. Air Balloon and Stadium, actually. So it can cleanly move the Guru. And maybe that's why they didn't put the energy on the Guru. It was just like, all right. Not going to have it. But James could have also had Roxanne here, I guess. Yeah, James definitely not happy with the situation. Knows that it's probably just going to be game. All right, draw from Alessandro. Yeah, air balloon. And stadium. All right, I wouldn't actually hate debating the... Probably should just attack with Palkia here. I'm not sure why Alessandro is such a big Empoleon fan. Yeah, and still has cross switches left as well for Alessandro. Yeah, why is Alessandro such a big Empoleon fan? Why not just attack with Palkia? The problem with attacking with Empoleon is it moves an energy off itself, which means you're not sure if you're going to be able to attack with it on the next turn. But if you attack with Palkia, you just guaranteed attack next. Even attacking with Kyurem here actually would be fine, to be honest. Ooh, and the Marnie. So even if I don't think James had any play built up, but even if James had a play that they were building towards, now it's going to be really hard to pull it off. Yeah, I don't know. They're a big Empoleon fan. I don't get it. Maybe they're attacking with Kyurem here this turn, so it doesn't really matter anyways. But all right, Empoleon is the choice again, though. Like I said, I don't get it. And that little fish should go to the loss zone. Looks like the judge caught it, though. Yeah, no more fishing. Here comes more Pico. Everyone's favorite rodent. But I don't think more Pico is going to be the savior here that James needs. James needs like a miracle. Like some kind of miracle here for sure. Shoes, discards, draws, shoes. Takes. Ranger for 2. I'm curious as to what James is even looking for here. Maybe Stadium plus Boss. Maybe has another Stadium plus Boss combo. James is running a... why do they go to this... Why do they go to this view? Why do they... I'm so curious. I'm so curious. Because they weren't doing this before. All right, there's a concede. All right, so they have 27 minutes left. Usually when... control decks lose game 1, their only hope is that their opponent draws miserably bad, or it's probably going to be a tie. Because usually for a control deck to actually win a game, they need like 40 minutes, right? So basically, control decks usually have to win game 1. There's like a few matchups with certain control decks where you can get ahead enough in situations like Mewtwo Union against Mew is one of the matchups for Mewtwo Union where it's like you could fall behind or you could lose game 1 and still get a tie by winning game 2. Like I think I tied 2 or I tied 2 or actually I think I tied 3 Mews at Baltimore Regionals because I got donked game 1 3 games and then I won game 2. Oh no, got donked game 1 2 of the games. One of them I just lost because they kept finding their energy. All right, here we go. James will get to go first in this game. And then hopefully Alessandro plays a little bit more conservatively. I feel like they did start playing conservatively after they saw what James was playing. They started playing a lot slower. I feel like on that first turn, they were playing a little bit too aggressively, more aggressively than they needed to. And definitely had that mistake where they should have cross-switched or KO'd the lone Snorlax in play from James, 100%. Because either James doesn't have a win con, which means you win no matter what, or James does have a win con, which means them playing the game is how they find their win con. So, had that one mistake from Alessandro where I think they could have like almost completely shut James out of the game and never given them a chance. James didn't really seem like they had too much of a chance that game, but it could have been even worse. Miltank start. That is not Snorlax. So another rough start here for James. I wonder if they got... Because this is not the official stream. I wonder if they borrowed this table from whoever runs the... Did Limitless put on the production for this? Like, they even have someone with a camera, like, looking at the hands and stuff? Like, that's insane. So it has a speed lightning here from James. So you want to Ultra Ball. You could probably get rid of the Big Charm, right? I don't know. James is, like, thinking about holding on to the Big Charm. I don't know what the value of the Big Charm in this matchup is, though. I guess on the Miltank, it's kind of nice. Gonna go for some kind of lightning Pokemon here, and then just draw some cards. Because that's the only source of draw power here for James, the other play James could have made would attach Speed Lightning to active and the next turn attach again, retreat to a Snorlax. But it's a little bit slower, so you're seeing like less cards overall. But it is a little bit more guaranteed to like a little bit more guaranteed to like get going, I guess. This was a limitless production. Okay. Limitless working together with Tournament Center on this one. Yeah, because this is like they even have like the hand cam, like the floating hand cam and stuff as well. Okay, so got a Snorlax in play. Probably just gonna see a pass. Could see an Ultra Ball still. There's an Ultra Ball in the hand, but yeah, it is a pass. Oni here from Alessandro. A lot of energy and something else. Yeah, I don't know. I like the other camera setup or the other layout they have better, where you can like see the prize cards and everything. I like it more than this one. I don't know why they're going to this one, but Ninja draw 2. Guaranteed the VIP pass. Ooh, almost played the wrong card there. Okay, see now they go back to this view. Maybe they're like by accidentally going back to the other view. That could be like one explanation. If you had 2 charms / belts and a Gauss loop, this could beat Penguin with Cow plus Charon, right? 2 charms / belts. I don't know. Maybe. No, because you'd have to draw into the Eldegoss stuff immediately, right? The Penguin would have hit your other one, and you're only drawing into Gauss. You're only drawing into Eldegoss or the double turbo energy from each top deck. So no, it wouldn't work. They would hit for 130. Then you'd go, okay, Eldegoss, Charon's Care, send up other Miltank, shuffle the Eldegoss back to the deck, and then they go for 130. And then you're not using Charon's Care that turn. And you just lose. Back it up. Puke? No, but you can only do that so often. So then you do the Puke. So then you do Puke, but now Puke's in the deck. So now the next turn you shuffle, you draw, and then now you can't do it again because you have 3 cards in your deck. It'll break on that turn. The loop breaks on that turn. You need like an extra turn. All right, pretty set up. Once again, going for the Empoleon. Oh no, okay. Empoleon's fine here because there's definitely a Miltank in the active. I don't like the Guru grab here though, because Guru's definitely just like bait in this matchup, for sure. It's not. Ooh, I don't like this escape rope either though. That is a really bad play here from. The escape rope's very bad here, I think, from Alessandro. Like you're just giving him. You're giving James the free retreat into the Snorlax. Like James did not retreat into Snorlax last turn. So I think that's a really bad play from Alessandro. Like you don't even need to play it this turn. I don't know why Alessandro's being so aggressive with the. Oh, because you're about a Marnie, I guess. But what? I don't know if I like Marnie in here. I don't know. Maybe that is fine if you are going to Marnie. If you are going to Marnie, maybe it does make sense to play the escape rope. I didn't see the Marnie in the hand, to be honest. I didn't think there was a support. Wait, did they get it off the Oranguru? They should have Oranguru first then. Okay, still going with the Empoleon. Empoleon does make sense here, though, because there's a Miltank in play. Research in the hand. I think they discarded a Research earlier as well. This is like the first time I've seen Research in this Kyurem deck, is Alessandro's build right here. Once again, like I said, I think Guru feels a little bit like bait, though. Like, it's just the card that James is going to try and bring up. Oh, like, I think James is probably going to bring up the Guru right now. Yep. And now it's stuck in the active. Even the Greninja is, like, not great, but at least Greninja has 1 retreat cost. So I think it's definitely just a misplay from Alessandro to even put a Oranguru in play. Like, I think that's actually just a mistake. Like, you just shouldn't do that. There's no reason to do it. Retrieval for 1, and to be honest, I think you probably attach it to the Oranguru because you're probably not going to find a switch card this turn. Oh, goes with the Greninja instead, though. I did find an Irida, so that's going to become Bucket plus another card. Or actually, you could go with, like... You're not attacking this turn if you get a switch card off that, though. So probably maybe just Bucket and start to build up your Guru. I don't know. You have a Research for the following turn? Yeah, because you're not attacking this turn with the current setup. You could start to build up the Guru. I think Alessandro doesn't even know what they want to do. Going for the Bucket, and then probably, yeah, Kyurem makes sense. You can't gourmandize with Empoleon. Oh, that's true. You can't gourmandize with Empoleon. I did forget about that. You still move the Miltank for them, I guess. But if you're going to Marnie, it's like fine. Played 2 research? No, plays 2 research. I think plays 2 research. I actually completely forgot about that interaction. I'm not going to lie. Appreciate the 17 months there, Victor. Yeah, Empoleon is, yeah, it does, it gets through Miltank and it shuts down Snorlax. It kind of does it all. It does it all, it does it all. Is the setup for the Whap Down real? Oh, and you can kind of like be more aggressive about it too because you have Kyurem. You should definitely Kyurem this turn. I guess this will tell us what Alessandro plans to do as far as attack setups go. I mean, you may as well start whapping down, right? I don't know. I guess you could retreat and then use Palkia as well. Yeah, I like this. I think I like this because you could just retreat it and then Palkia to the Empoleon afterwards anyways. All right, there's a retreat. There's a Snorlax, though. James is playing so fast. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a little bit... Yeah, only 17 minutes. It'll be a little bit of a miracle, I think, for James to win this, to be honest. Definitely going to be tough. Here comes the Guru. Saving. Ooh, got the energy. Could just go energy boss KO the Chinchou off the bench. I wish you could see James's bench. Would be nice. I know there is... Oh, maybe that's why they were changing the camera view so we could actually see James's bench. Maybe that's why. Lost City. Research? What? Well, the energy went to the Empoleon. I don't know. I feel like just playing a little bit slower and boss KOing with the Rangaroo is not bad. I guess establishing the Empoleon is nice, though. But you do have to draw into an out. And yeah, they did get it. They got the out to the... Palkia. But then you have to use Palkia's ability, which like what I was saying. Like, that's your biggest tool, I feel like, overall. Your biggest tool overall, I feel like, is the Palkia's ability. So when you can avoid using that, I feel like it's kind of good to avoid using it. I don't know. First of all, it's not bad to keep at some point, because if you expend too many of your resources into situations where you just can't set up a big Kyurem, all of a sudden James could just set up Mewtwo and just establish Mewtwo. Not a lot of great options for discards as well. That's a lot of basic energy in the discard pile. I think it's like 3 plus the 2 that are going to be retreated off the Oranguru. I assume Alessandro is going to retreat the Oranguru here. And maybe you just load up all the energy on the Empoleon, to be honest. Maybe you put like one of them... on the Kyurem to make it have a potential to attack. That's like another thing as well, with like Alessandro choosing to play the research instead of doing the whap down play. You do end up... There's 3 in there, right? Okay, cool. You do end up in a scenario where you're like down an extra stadium as well. So like you lost that stadium there as Alessandro. Okay, I don't hate the split here. I maybe would like to keep one more on the Empoleon because you know your Empoleon's going to be your attacker again next turn. And then probably going to move this energy off the Empoleon. You honestly could move it to the Oranguru. I don't hate that. And it looks like Alessandro is considering that again. But going to end up with the energy on the Kyurem. Sonic does go to the Lasso, which is not as big of a deal. And then we'll see, but this is what's going to happen again, right? So now James is just going to do the same thing and bring up your Oranguru. That's why I wasn't a huge fan of Alessandro not just going like Lost City and Lost Citying the Chinchou, so it can't even come back. I don't know how many James plays. It might be more than one. Why not whap down? Well, why not whap up? Oh, okay. I thought you were being serious. So yeah, I think James definitely could have done that. I think James should have done that. Or not James, Alessandro should have done that. KO the Chinchou with the Lost City, remove it from the game. Because if you go down this line that Alessandro goes down, James is just going to bring the Oranguru back into the active, and it's just like repeat, you know? So yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that from James. I think it's definitely, or not from James. I'm not a big fan of that from Alessandro. Because we're just in the exact same spot again, which is just like not where you want to be. Two Lost Cities. Yeah, they played two Lost Cities. I think we've seen two. Everyone's scared of Reggie with their Lost Cities. What the heck? Yep, there it is. And now you're just in the same spot again as Alessandro, but now you don't have the Palkia's ability to bail you out this time, so you have to go get one of your switch cards, which you could have whiffed here, to be honest. I still think Alessandro's in a favorable spot, but the more mistakes you make, the further you get from a favorable spot to a potentially losing spot, right? Curious question. If you win Worlds, do you get an auto invite to the next year's Worlds? Yes. Anyone who places top 4 at Worlds gets an invite to the next year. An invite and a travel award, I believe. I think goo. It's just it's just yogurt. What is Palkia bailing us out of here? Well, I guess in this situation, Palkia's not bailing us out of anything, to be honest. But replace the own stadium with the training court. Not a huge fan of this play, actually, either from Alessandro, unless it's the only way to get energy, which it does look like it is the only way to get energy. But you also could have started with Guru and seen if you had gotten an energy. So I think a misplay here from Alessandro. Because you don't want to put training court in play, then to just have James go replace it with a Glare Mine and then boss something up, and now you don't have a stadium to replace the Glare Mine and can't retreat, and then things can start to snowball out of your advantage again. So I think another misplay from Alessandro should have started with a Rangaroo there. If you get an energy, you just never put the training court in play. And now the Chinchou is not in the loss zone, which means James could get it back and use it again. I mean, it's better for it to be in the loss zone. I don't know how much better, but... Chunky? Well, I got fruit in there. What quals for travel awards for regionals? There's no travel awards for regionals. Although on Magic, okay, now James fixed the bench, so maybe they'll go back to the other. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that's why they were going to the other cam reviews, because James had a sloppy bench. Well, in Magic, I think they used to do like appearance fees for like if you are high enough. Okay, yeah, you can use Puke under Empoleon. 11 minutes now. Like I said, James needs a lot of... I don't even know what James's current game plan is, but James needs like a lot to go right for them, I feel like, here. Training court to get back an energy. Probably is going to set it up. Oh, no, going to go with it on the... Yeah, and there is the Glare Mine. And now because Alessandro was aggressive with the resources, no counter stadium. Still has options in hand. Can't attack with the Empoleon, but does have like the cross switcher in the hand, so could just go double cross switcher, KO Snorlax. Can only KO the Miltank with Empoleon. Unless I set up the Guru again. Melanie's the active for 3. Rotom Phone. There is the vacuum there. There's also the cross switcher though, and I think I like the cross switcher a little bit more here. Just use Palkia to KO the Snorlax. We could get into the vacuum eventually, probably. Okay, has it on top. Still has Crobat in the deck as well, so it has a couple quick balls in hand, so if ever needs to dig for something, they can go get it. Double cross switcher. Wait, actually, they don't have an attacking option, though. Alessandro can't attack with anything off the bench. So there's like no reason to play the cross switches, I feel like, yet. I would wait a turn. Goes after the Snorlax. Sends up the... No! Oh my gosh. Okay. That's bad. And pass. Okay. Maybe James does have a chance here. Needs to set up Mewtwo V Union ASAP, though, and maybe just start spamming... and immediately just goes with Snorlax. So the hand was not great there for James, but Alessandro was like bailing James out. Alessandro basically just played a turn for James there. That's not good. There's definitely a chance for James here now. If this Guru is like truly stuck, which it might be. No, there's still outside the Glare Mine in the deck here for Alessandro. But yeah, once again, I think Alessandro playing a little bit too loose, a little bit too aggressive overall. and just kind of burning resources and limiting their own options, which is putting them into a precarious spot once again. Oh, double. Is that double Empoleon in Alessandro's list? Still an Empo believer? I saw so many people saying Empoleon was bad after Peoria. Empoleon haters. Has Alessandro played Vacuum? No, I believe the Vacuum is still in the deck. Okay. Bucket for some energies. But how many energies are left? Not a whole ton. That's what I was kind of talking about, trying to conserve your Palkia ability for as long as you possibly can. You know, to give you as much flexibility as you possibly can later on. I mean, you can't put them on Guru, but gives you flexibility in general. Ask the James. Yeah, if James can get Mewtwo online soon and then just start spreading damage on the bench Pokemon, there is a win condition here for... Well, that's awkward. Okay, reroll. There we go. Heads. Pretty good. Removes it from the Kyurem. Yeah, and looks like James is gonna try and turbo out the Mewtwo as soon as possible, going for that energy off the Kyurem. Because if Kyurem can't attack for a one-hit KO, then it doesn't matter to the Mewtwo. There's a Guru, another bucket, which is not an out to the stadium, so that way Alessandro can start attacking. 7 minutes left. Ultra Ball, another Mewtwo piece. Do we have another Ultra Ball here from James? It's a quick ball. Gets the puke. That was a turbo puke right there. Frame 1 puke. Still not probably able to set up the Mewtwo. But yeah, James's game plan at this point is get Mewtwo set up, turbo out, and energy. How many energy do have to be on the Kyurem to want to KO the Mewtwo? Someone in chat tell me. Do the math. James always almost draws 2 cards off the Turbo Bike. Or off the trekking shoes. Turbo Bike, Acro Bike. 4? Yeah, and Alessandro only has 1. There's a Clara coming down. Clara for Snorlax, Lecky, and Psychic Energy, it looked like. One of the issues here for James as well is that there's a Glare Mine in play. Does James notice that they can't retreat the Morpeko? Maybe they have another net. Okay, they have another net. James is playing so fast. All right, Psychic. Recover 2 Psychics. And then go ahead. That's the Union Gate. Okay, there's hope here for James to take this one. Alessandro could take it still as well. There's still a chance. And actually, Alessandro can put the... there's a bucket. Alessandro can put one of the special waters. Has the Melanie in the deck as well. So they can get to 4 energy, actually. Alessandro can get to 4 energy. Here comes the Guru play. Gonna put the basic... Oh, gonna quick ball first. Then out the deck further. Might even have Crobat in the deck still. Maybe not. That's for a Kyurem V, it looks like. Oh, oops. All right, you guys see the feed again. I actually need to submit my deck list for the late night tournament, so... Oh, you guys did lose the feed. All right, we're back. Okay, there is the special water. That is a pretty big deal, though, because you can put that on the Kyurem. You can put the special water on the Kyurem and protect it from getting sniped from the Mewtwo's effect. The effect of Mewtwo's snipe. And there might be a Flannery in James's hand. We'll see. Dragon Juice? Yeah, because you could Flannery it away. I don't know what that is. That Jammer? Does that matter? I don't know. Does that matter for the math? Does stopping Choice Belt make a difference? Gonya going down. Let's see, Quick Ball, Greninja, and Stadium. None of those are going to help. I guess if there's energy in hand here for James, then the Greninja could help. For sure. All right, I'm going to have to... We're going to lose the stream here again for 1 second, just because I have to submit my deck list for the tournament real fast. Okay, we're back. All right. Puke. Yeah, James trying to Also, I guess James doesn't have to KO the Kyurem. James could just KO Guru, Greninja, Palkia, and Polion, but that means you'd ideally just KO the Kyurem, so you have no threat of actually being stopped here as James. We'll see though. There's also if Alessandro ever top decks Melanie, I'm pretty sure Alessandro just wins. So James, if James can find a Flannery or a Crushing Hammer to remove the special water energy on Kyurem and then KO it, that'd put James in a pretty good spot, I think. Uh-oh. Oh, all right. Let's see how this actually concludes. All right. Big mistake from James. Selected. How much did they end up putting there? 14? Oh, they were going to put 1 on the Kyurem maybe? But this the energy does prevent that from Kyurem. So, oh, the stadium top deck from... Oh, that stadium top deck is huge. And I think you would just go for it here as Alessandro. And then just, like, hit with... I mean, you could just hit with the Kyurem, to be honest. I don't know what you'd hit. No. Well, no, you could hit with the Kyurem here. Yeah, hitting with Kyurem here is fine. Yeah, hitting with the Kyurem here seems fine, I think, from Alessandro. Then you have to, like, force James to find another boss to bring up the Palkia or the Greninja. I'm going to go with the Empoleon, though. Actually, no, I like the Empoleon a little bit better because then you set up the KO from the Kyurem. I like this actually a little bit better. Boom, hit. James has a boss in hand. Glare Mine. Okay, boss back on the Guru. Ultra Ball. I don't know if there's anything to find here. Puke. Find the Puke. I wonder if Guru's... I think you should rather bring up Greninja here, though, as James. Because they both have high retreat costs, but now Guru can move if James finds a stadium replacement. So if James gets the vacuum here, did not get the vacuum, can probably even hold that energy for a turn, to be honest. Only 1 minute left. Okay, then the discard from the Kyurem. And then I think it is just going to be a... I mean, you could attach to the Guru, but I don't think you have 2 energy left here as Alessandro. So I think you just hold the energy here. You could also put the energy on the Empoleon to stop Empoleon from being able to be KO'd. Okay, KO Greninja, KO Empoleon. Oh, you could have used Greninja to actually draw a card, to be honest. Oh, there's the Vacuum top deck, though. Vacuum, get rid of the Glare Mine. Yeah, I think James messed up by not bringing up the Greninja over the... I don't know why James didn't bring up the Greninja. Because bringing up the Guru means... Yeah. All right. Alessandro gets the win in the end in round 6.